how was your trip?
You know, I can't believe how much has actually happened and changed since the last time I spoke to you guys. Like, yeah, everything worked out for the better, but everything got flipped around inside out, and almost everything that we were talking about, it kind of got thrown out the window. But like I said, for the good, all for the good. The trip went really, really well. We ended up leaving with more than what we came with, which was nothing. And we found an entrance into like the comic book industry, which is what we were hoping for. And we actually made connections with people that work with Stan Lee. So
nice.
Yeah, that happening. That was good signs. And then as soon as I came back, my frequency was just attracting new things, and I was like, man, I want to be a part of these bigger conversations. Because somebody told us over there, like, the money you guys are talking about is too small. Over there, like, the money you guys are talking about is too small. And I was like, you know what, you're right. Why go for $1 million when it takes the same amount of work to go for 100 million? I was like, I'm tired of talking about hundreds or thousands of dollars or millions or even $1 million. Like, let's go for the bigger pile if we're gonna go for it, And the focus still hasn't changed from the work and the art, but you got to be realistic. You got to make some money to make those things happen. It's just that I don't want to make that the basis of everything, because if the money doesn't come right away, people get discouraged, and then they lose focus, and then they don't want to continue past the point. So that's why I always try to not make that the focus of it. But now it seems like that's exactly what we need to move forward. So I know how to do that. That's cool. And so when we came back here, I got offered an opportunity for this big venue space in New Rochelle, 12,000 square feet. The guy gave it to me. The guy said, you can have it. You do whatever you want, and I won't get in your way. I was like, okay, fine. So I'm moving all 3 businesses over here. I have this big lot that connects like the main street in New Rochelle to this other side. It's a big backyard, and we were going to put all lunch trucks back there in a beer garden. And then the main building, because I had a building, I was going to throw my businesses in there and, just run the place. Have my businesses, run the property, build more businesses there, and keep it moving. But when we got towards the table in negotiation, that's where things kind of fell apart. Because the guy initially wanted me to buy into his not buy into his corporation, but become half partner, and split profits. But I'm like, I'm not going to buy into your liability, into your debt. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, this is not really a lease situation or a partnership. I was like, you want me to be like the CEO of your company. You want me to run the place. You want me to be the GM. You want me to do all this stuff. I'm like, I'm going to need like a 6-figure salary. I was like, it's going to have to be $200,000 a year with 30% profit rather than 50%. That wasn't where it fell apart. What fell apart was some of the things that I was planning on doing there. And I was glad that these signs happened in the beginning, because it was like, we wouldn't have been able to move forward. You would have kept getting in my way, so on and so forth, and this isn't going to work. So after I left there, everything seemed much more easier what I was already doing back in White Plains. I was like, that's nothing compared to what I was just about to get into. And then I was like, okay, so everything seems easier. And then I started to think about it. I was commanding a fucking $1 million salary, $200,000 for 5 years with 30% of the profits, not to mention my own businesses. And like I was telling Truth, when I came back from California, I was like, I don't want to be a part of these little conversations anymore about little money. I want to be about 100 million, not 1 million. And guess how much the building, like, this was the sweet spot about it. The reason why I was going into this deal was because in 2 years, that whole lot is going to be bought up by developers, because New Rochelle is all being redeveloped. So this is like one of the last properties in New Rochelle, one of the real good ones. So I was like, okay, as long as I buy into this situation, they got to buy me out. They got to pay me when everything gets bought up. That's $100 million building that's going on top of there. So what I was trying to say was that I attracted that. I literally manifested the conversation that I wanted to be a part of. It happened like the second day I was back from California. And that's what I was saying, like the first day I was there. I was like, I'm tired of these little conversations, little ideas. We got to think bigger, man. You got to go harder. And sure enough, within 2 days, I had that conversation. I got put in that position. Now, it didn't happen, but it made me. It told me what it really was. I was talking shit to the universe, and it put me to the test. Here you go. Now, what are you gonna do? So within 1 day of me getting the deal, I had put together like a team. I had 2 general managers from Donko Key. I had a contractor developer who was also an investor. Then I had another floor manager. I had a city council member from Urashell and a senator's aide for the district that the property was on, all coming in to help with this idea. Because what I wanted to do, I wanted to combine food and culture together. No, food and art to create culture. Because you have new residents and old residents in Urashell that just don't, they're not mixing together yet. Nobody really knows each other. Nobody likes each other. So I was like, this will bring everyone together. This can start creating a new culture in Urashell. So I had these people in it. That's what I took away from it. At the drop of a dime, the universe says, all right, here you go. Now show me what you can do. I showed it. But it also protected me because this guy wasn't somebody to really get into business with, considering how fast everything fell apart. But I met the challenge though. That's what I took away from it. I met the challenge. Everything was ready to go. We probably would have been millionaires in 3 years. But that guy, he almost had a heart attack at the fucking at the negotiation table because I got passionate because I felt like he was wasting my time. And then he starts grabbing his chest. He's like, Washington, stop it now. I'm like, stop what, man? You don't, like, you're bullshit. And he goes, you need to stop what you're saying. I'm like, all right, man. And then my partner, he's sitting there calm, like, Washington. And I'm like, all right, I'm not saying anything else. Like, this obviously isn't working. Meanwhile, I had everything you guys saw in my studio. I already moved over there. I had to move it back.
Wow, that's crazy. But yeah, no, what I got from your story is like, you know, if you're prepared, there's really nothing that could stop you. If you're prepared before anything were to happen or transition, you know, or, you know, like anything were to like crash, you're able to transition because you already have everything that's needed. You know, so you can just move location and you don't have to panic because you already have a plan. And it just didn't seem like it was fitting. Like what was going on right where you was at, it wasn't aligning to what you already have in mind to manifest. And I mean, so that's what I got. Yeah.
That's another thing I was going to add. Is manifesting. That's why it's going that way. If you keep on manifesting what you want to do, believe me, you're going to get there.
All right.
Yeah. One of the things that people don't know, people will know how much power there is in manifestation, right? Am I saying it right?
Manifestation, yeah.
Manifestation. Like, so that was just the beginning of that, though. But because that was just the first thing that fell apart. And so then it led into the idea of, you know, building with people and sponsoring all these projects to the point that I lost any abundance that I had for myself or in my life where there was no gratitude being reciprocated to the point that I had nothing left. And this, like I said, this is a short amount of time, but all these realizations happen. And I'm like, man, there's nothing, like, there is no gratitude. There is no more money. There is no this. There's like, everybody wants the wrong thing. And I'm like, you know, at this point, it seems like I need to regain my abundance and start bringing everything back towards me. Meaning I need to focus on what I need to do and stop trying to help everybody else get their foot up. Because once I'm established, then I can help them better. And that's something I already knew, but I thought people could pull their weight and add more to the pot and not just keep taking. That was the biggest issue. People just kept taking, not putting back in, and then I'm like, what the hell am I going to work with? But like I said, everything became easier. And now, a week ago, an old associate hits me up saying that they're doing a whole vendors event over in down in Coney Island at the Brooklyn Boardwalk. I didn't know it was Coney Island until I got there. So when I started looking at it, I'm like, and I'm looking at my partner who was going to do the venue with me. I'm like, this is the idea. Because there's lunch trucks everywhere, performance space, stages, and place to set up We Brands and MB Ranch and even the cinematic podcast, like right there. And we know the dude, so he's cool. And I was like, look at that. I was wondering what was going to come next. And we got offered the same opportunity without any other responsibility we would have had to deal with in the other place. Now, we get to come, set up, and then just do whatever we want. The same way we were going to do over there. We even have the space to rent out for other stuff. It's more than 12,000 square feet. Puff Daddy's doing his album release party there next Sunday.
That's what's up, man.
So that, like I said, I kept the energy good. I wasn't defeated or anything of it. I was like, all right, what's next? Okay, go back to the businesses and do those better. Train harder. And then this happened out of the blue. Wasn't expecting it. When we got down there, we were like, this is more than we thought. And now we're in discussions with the guy that referred us to get to lease a big event space in Westchester, like up to 200 people. And we're talking about maybe expanding We Brands bigger because that guy also has his shirt company. So all these new opportunities are opening up with different people too. Because I think I need to get out of. I'm leaving the old world behind and walking into a new one. So I need to start cutting lines so I can start moving forward. And
exactly.
That shit opened up. It's fucking awesome, man. So that one window closed, another door open, man.
Let me ask you this question, and this is just for you to answer the audience, right? I believe I already have the answer in my mind, but I just want you to test to the client, to the people watching. My question is, like, what do you feel like? You just got away from where you was at. You had all this plan, like you have envisioned so many things with where you was at and the location. What makes you think that you decide, like, hey, let me just go somewhere else and start over, rather than other people that will be like, you know what, man, this is fail. Like, what am I gonna do? How I'm gonna reset. Like, what makes you so determined to, like, just, okay, let me cut ties here. Let me just move here. Let's just move on.
You adapt. I know that humans adapt very well, and it's a skill that my father taught me, to think on your toes while you're running. And, running the streets also, as a kid, you have to also adapt on the run. When you're running, like, I'm going to jump this fence, I'm going to jump on the tree, I'm going to hide under the car, I'm going to dump my pack. You know what I'm saying? You think fast, you have to react. So as soon as I knew that this deal, the first deal, was a 90-10 situation, meaning I was only rocking on 10% that this would actually go through. But for me, that was enough. That was enough to take the risk and the gamble for something that was going to be a full circle moment, because this idea I had when I was 25 that we attempted to open up a market in New Rochelle, and this was going to be that idea with the businesses that I have now. So I was going to mix art and art and food, and so at that moment there was no why not just go into it. When the guy said no, okay, I go back. But now I might lose the We Brands room because I already said I was leaving. Now, mind you, okay, I lose that room, find another room. The answers are simple. They're right in front of you. People make it more than it has to be because they're dealing with fears and egos and all this stuff. But when you break it down, it's really not that hard. You close down or move. That's it. That's all you can do. Or you just have you just feel it. You have to believe in yourself that you're going to keep in this situation the room. So I'm keeping it in the back of my head that I might have it, but I'm preparing to not have it. And so be it. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Like, these businesses that I have can move
you always
around.
gotta be prepared for the unexpected too. That's a thing. Like, you cannot worry about the unexpected. Prepare and not worry about the unexpected, because there's always gonna be days that's gonna be unexpected. So I get it.
It's like they say, anything that can happen will happen. That should not keep you from doing anything. You know what I'm saying? Anything that can happen will happen, and it does happen. So what are you gonna do? Not do anything? Come on, that doesn't make any sense. So, like I said, I wasn't defeated by that point, but I did understand that I was wearing myself thin, even though it was a great idea to what I was doing. But, bro, like, I was turning down money left and right because people want to hire me. People want to rent my studios. People want this. And I'm like, no. Just, I'll do this work, then you do this work, and we'll just split money later on. And I'm like, this ain't gonna work like this, man. I gave up like over $1,000 this summer for Sakani from the Mosaic Mind podcast to rent out the whole studio.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was great because now he has a lot of confidence in the show, but I gave up money doing that. And I'm like, and he actually put it into perspective saying like, bro, you have all this stuff. Why don't you just do your own podcast? And I was like, I do have my own podcast, but I'm in the middle of building all this stuff. So I really don't want to focus on it. I'd rather produce your show. But he was right. I need to take that back because I need that abundance for myself. I need to focus on my own music, my own podcast, my own series. And that's what I'm doing right now. I was like, I cut the ties and all those projects.
You gotta learn how to prioritize. That's what it sounds like. You gotta prioritize what you're gonna do because you can't be in 7 places at once. Trust me and Truth, we tried. We were working on something. We actually approached you one time about doing a network thing. And after discussing with a lot of people, just to see what will be everybody's opinion on it, we was like, we have to build what we have first in order to bring light to other people, to like-minded people to work with us. So, we do have something for the people who know what I'm talking about. We do have that plan. Stay tuned because, we are looking to work, like we working and taking things step by step. And organizing ourselves for that everything could make sense for us and for you guys as well. So, I just wanted to add that.
I was going to add before you. I'm sorry. I know there's a couple of people watching. If they have also any question, they could let us know. I mean, just in case. Continue that.
I was making all those things my priorities too. And I told these people that my artist, you're my priority. The show, you're my priority. But there wasn't any gratitude being given back. So I was like, what am I doing this for if it seems like nothing to you guys? I guess what it is, the only thing that matters to anyone other than myself pretty much is cold hard cash. I was like, if that's really what it is, then I'll go get it and I'll come back. And then you do what the fuck I say. If that's really what it's going to come down to, then I don't want to hear any more questions once you see the bag.
The negotiations then change because now you have value. I mean, you have what
in
they
their
see
mind
as to be value. Right? Yeah, in their mind, exactly. In their mind, now you're bringing in the value that they're perceiving that it's what's, worth executing. Because, all money is energy. If you really think about it, all money is a transactional energy. You need, it's based on what you do. So for a lot of people, it's okay, well, I'm going to give them my time for money, right? For other people, it's, the 1 percenters or let's call them the 10 percenters, what they think is, I'm going to make money work for me. But it's all energies, and people don't realize that. It's like, pay me now, and then now I see the value. And that's just, it sucks that a lot of people think this way, but at the same time, that's why it's harder. That's why it's harder to make it to the top, basically.
But I also realized that I was offering things that other people did have. It was a great, I had a great conversation with Sakani. We're still working together, but everything's changed though, and it changed so much. And I did have to owe him a thank you too, because he opened up my eyes that I need to start doing more for myself. And this is why I feel sometimes maybe inadequate, only because I'm not receiving the gratitude that I should get for the skills and the knowledge that I'm giving, the advice, the energy, all this stuff that I'm giving, and I'm not. And if I'm not receiving the gratitude, then I'm feeling inadequate because it feels like, what do I really have? And I was like, you have everything. And I said that in the last interview with us, is that I was overreaching. I was overreaching to a level that I had no business being in, like a fighter being in the wrong weight class. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't ready for that. And I was like, you know what? I have to build first a stronger foundation, because I have a strong foundation, but it's based more on, tenacity and knowledge and all this stuff. But that doesn't really translate to people. It's not tangible. They can't touch that, and with that, there's a certain order you have to move in and stuff like that. But what did I really have to give him? I'm like, nothing much. I was like, I could see why he's reluctant. I'm like, you know what? You're right, bro. Let's just keep this simple. Rent the room. It'll be better. We'll have a better working relationship. And then it transferred to like my artists. I was like, you know what? Keep making your music, but I have to focus on other projects on the label too, And then the series, we brand the series. That's my main priority because that's based in that room. So I only have this month to film the first season, and who knows? If I keep the room, then it keeps going, obviously. But those are the three things. I have my artist, Arafat, cinematic_AR. I have him, then I have We Brands, the series, and Metaphysical, the album, which is a group album for all the other artists on my label. Savage Henry, Fred Savage, and Egon the Don. So those are only thing I'm thinking about. And that's going to help me reach that level that I want to be at. Other than that, I'm not investing in no more. I'm not giving up my time for anything. I'm like, I actually made money this weekend renting out my studio. Finally, after saying I don't want your money, I'm like, yo, bro, I have several clients that I was like, I could be making money from these people, and I'm just saying, no money. I'm like, yo, I gotta stop that.
Yeah, no. I mean, sometimes you understand like where your value is, and what I got from what you said is like you basically experimenting, right? Or like you come in with a thesis. Like, let me move ahead with this because I have the vision. And then you see like loopholes that happens when you get to a level that you feel like, like, hey, look, I'm at this level, but not everybody's in the level with me. So now you have to like basically start over again, have that foundation, because of experience, you have this sense of giving out a stronger foundation. You can because of all the things that you've tried, and all the tribulations and all the work that you went through, and you have the experience. So all of that will come into factor. So now when you start over, man, like, now it's new game plan, actually same game plan. This is the new way to do it. Different location. Let's make this work. So you're reorganizing yourself, and like that's something that's very valuable. And I see it.
Yeah, and at the same time, I'm regaining my abundance. Like all the energy, creativity, money, and all that stuff is now mine again. So it's gonna start filling me up again, and within no time, I'm gonna be successful off of my own stuff, and then people will see that and be like, yo. You think you can help me over this? So like, yeah, absolutely. Let's do that now. You know what I'm saying? Because now I'm showing and I'm proving, obviously. I thought maybe I was past that point, but I guess you never are. You got to keep growing, And everything was, like I said, adapted. We just, everything's like in a beta test still, because even We Brands is still opening, and now because We Brands isn't really fully open in my mind. There's not even an employee there other than me, and that's it. And then we have cinematic, the studios that's starting to open up, and people are renting it out. It's badass. People want to rent the space.
Mm-hmm. That's what's up, man. That's awesome.
It's sure they take time too to build stuff. That's a thing.
Yeah, because I'm moving from We Brands into cinematic now, so that's like the transition. And then within time, I'll have somebody running We Brands for me. But like I said, with those other opportunities, who knows? Like maybe the other guy might want to come in and make We Brands something bigger. So that we're looking into that. The TV show is coming together. We already have all the scripts done. Now it's just about the blocking and rehearsing and filming, and then the album. So the album that represents cinematic with the graphic novel. So that's where only my focus is now. Nothing else. Any other big investments, I'm just like not really interested unless there's a return. At this point.
Okay, yeah.
The focus isn't money. The focus isn't the money. It's we need the money to create more, and that's really what it is.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is.
Exactly. Yeah. So like we when we do our interviews with you guys, we focus on what you guys are doing, and like we. Like for you guys to emphasize how your business is going or whatever project you're doing is going. So when we do the live, we kind of like to take advantage and ask you guys, like, or ask you in this case, like, how do you feel about the podcast? Like, is it, did you enjoy it? Was there anything that you liked, or anything that we could kind of improve on? This is your time to let us know. How was the interview for you?
The interview was great. I tell people about it all the time. I always tell people to check it out. Sakani was actually also wondering about his. Like, I don't know if my episode's coming out. I was like, it's coming out, man. Your episode's coming. Like, we got like four interviews almost. I was like, nah, man. It's like, and even with what happened, I was like, I could even go back to you guys. I mean, we already did the whole story here, but I was like, I could bring this whole story back to these guys to give them a follow-up as to what happened within a month. Nah, man. The only thing that I think can always get better is just like the way the place looked, or better cameras, or better mics, or that's pretty much it. Other than that, the interview went very well. You guys asked me great. I found I haven't gotten to the point to even make my clips yet, but in a sense, I'm kind of waiting to get all my interviews together and then flood TikTok with clips for 3 months straight, like the other people, influencers do it. But
I mean, that's enough.
But you guys,
that's enough to do clip with the episode we did.
You guys pulled out a lot of good information out of me. That's exactly what I got from that. You guys pulled out a lot of good information from it. I really didn't see where I had to tell you guys anything on that point. It's just like I said, just keep making the room look nicer, keep making the cameras better. Finding ways to add value.
And that is coming. Because right now, if you see how we first started, like the camera function was like way worse than what it is now. So little by little, we are improving. And the thing is that with us, we just have the vision first. The vision comes first, right? And we have all these ideas, to improve it. So we just invested our energy into it. And then we know that the money's going to come back. Once the money comes back, then we reinvest into the business. So that's basically, what our mindset is. And also, when we working on, what we like to do, we like to help you guys advertise yourself so that, you guys have something to show and display to other people. So, if you feel comfortable, I mean, it makes us happy. And, like anybody that's watching, if you guys are interested, we have room for anybody who will be interested in having a chat with us. And, we can have an interview set up and let Sakani know, like, his is coming. It's just we have a lot that we're working on, like we have a lot of other guests, but eventually you come out, all right? I promise you, man.
And he's killing it, man. He's in there every week with a new guest. And he interviewed me like a couple of weeks ago. He actually interviewed finally. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, so he's moving, man. I'm proud of him. And he, like I said, he helped me see a lot. Talking with my artists too, he helped me notice a lot. But I've realized that my track right now has to be, in a sense, selfish. I got to focus on me. I lost all this abundance and it really hurt me for like a few days. And I'm like, I got to get that shit back. And there's only one way to do that. I got to just focus on more of my own stuff, in that thing. And then people will come back. People will be attracted back towards it. It's the same way that I manifested the $100 million conversation. It's the same way I'll get the other stuff back. It's just gonna take a little bit more time. That's all. It wasn't that moment. The moment wasn't ready.
You cannot rush. That's the thing. You cannot rush success either.
No.
Like most of the people that did it, they always gave us by stuff. So the way as long as you continue working, you're doing what you're doing right now.
Thank you.
It's gonna come. You just gotta keep on going. Like that's it. We got plans for the podcast. Like when we first started this podcast, we started with one camera, a webcam, like a $20 webcam.
Really?
And,
you guys got more. Yeah. You guys got more than a webcam now. You guys got more than a webcam.
Yeah, but that's how we started with one webcam. It's a $20 webcam. You can see it. If you see most of our first episode, the quality. We used 3 cameras. Mm-hmm. But with our first season, it was just one camera.
How would you guys think about doing an outside podcast, like at the venue space? Because I told you, my space is going to have T-shirts, cannabis, and podcasting. So I could have any show that I want for doing it live from right there. If you guys are ever interested, we could work something like that. Dude, like Level Up is here tonight. Same way Mosaic Minds is here tonight, or my podcast is here tonight. That'd be dope.
Yeah. All right, that'll work. We're open.
We know.
Because you can interview the
we
people
can,
there.
yeah.
You can interview the people there. You know, have people just come over and sit down, and you know that'd be dope.
Yeah, because that says our official plan. We want to start doing an event, like taking our podcast on tour. Not on tour, bro. Going to different places.
That's a
Not just
tour,
in the
bro.
studio,
That's
bro.
a tour.
Nah, but that is in a sense a tour. But then later on we'll do an actual tour. You know what I mean? I know what you was trying to say, but it's like the opportunity is there. It's just we just have to take it. Once you're in that realm, you can see yourself like, what do I have to do to overcome everything? Like overcome all these objections that there is. And just go with that mindset. You gotta like throw yourself in there so that you could learn for the experience. You know what I mean? Just don't drive yourself mad. If you don't feel like you could if there's a time where you understand like, okay, you know what, this is not gonna work like this. How do I make it work? And that just has to be your mindset. How am I gonna make this work? So then you go back, you go to your drawing board and you see everything that's lacking and where we could improve. And you always want to have that someone that could also be a mentor or somebody who could guide you. It doesn't have to be somebody who knows everything. It could just be somebody who believes in you. Like in your case, you have to kind of tell you, hey, look, man, you could do it yourself. You need those evaluations. You know what I mean? Sometimes so that to remind yourself, like, I am doing something right. This is where I have to go. You know what I mean? So, all of that factors in, man. And it's all due to you manifesting that or creating that paradigm within you to have all these things happen. So it is very valuable and it's very important, man. So, but yeah, man, I appreciate what you're doing, man. Appreciate that you appreciate us for what we're doing.
Absolutely, man.
And, and we definitely gonna be continuing. We're gonna continue our networking together, man. So as long as you're open, we're open and available. So I mean, and this is how it works.
Oh yeah,
help each other.
Once I start doing my first events over there, I'm gonna start reaching out to people because, like I said, I can only I know better now. I can only run one thing at a time. Obviously, well, I can run multiple things, but the focus is like for over there is the cannabis. So if I have an open slot for podcasting, why not offer it to somebody else? Make my life easier. You know what I'm saying? So
I mean, like the way as far as my business background, the thing that I believe will work is like you first have to do it yourself. You have to see let me find somebody who could fill this void, and then like work, you gotta go through that process of interview, seeing if this person has that talent, and also if they have the will to want to work, because that's another whole like thing you gotta like figure out. And then once you have that, now you move on to your next project. And you do it again. Okay, let me do it. Let me make sure I'm on top of it. And then later on, you might know somebody who's better than you in certain things. You know what I'm saying? And you be like, you know what? Why don't you take care of this for me while I go work here? And then that's how you start building empires. You know what I mean? Like, and building your brand. Like, that's just the way that you have to move. Because if you feel like you're gonna do everything on your own, it not that it cannot be done. It's just that much tougher.
It's just gonna take so much more time, man. It's gonna take so much long time, but I kept having people that weren't really listening to what I was saying, like, because everybody has their own way of wanting to do things, and I was like, I know one person that will listen to every single thing that I say and will be successful, and that's Washington. It's only me. There's only me that will listen to every single thing that I have to say in order to make it happen. And once I do that, well, then everybody will listen after that. Simple as that. I'm like, I'll show you guys then. Now I got to show you another level because you guys only respect the level I made it to so far. Let me show you the next one and then pull you up here.
Yeah.
That's really what's going to happen.
Yeah, that's how it is. You always got to level up every single
it brings me back. I'm thinking about what we were talking about earlier, about when me and Truth, we were talking to different people about this network idea that we had, and we had some real like tough critiques by some of them, and it's like, you know what, all right, like what I ended up telling them was, look, I know you don't see it now. You see your own version. Do what you're doing, and we'll just come back and we'll give you another proposal. But today's price is not gonna be tomorrow's price. That's what we said. We ended up in good terms, and we just broke it off. And ask me, where are they now?
They probably don't have a show anymore.
Doing the same thing.
Oh, the same thing, or they might not have a show.
They still ain't doing nothing. So we just gotta, like I said, we just gotta continue working on it. Like as long as we have that belief and drive, which me and Truth, we have it. We have that belief, and we talk to each other all the time. We do have some, like inconveniences. We do have some heartaches that we go through, but we still go strong. We still working on it because our vision is bigger than the results that we're getting now, because we know where we're gonna be at. You have to manifest that into your mind. Like, this is it's just a matter of time. It's a process. We just gotta continue to learn. You know what I mean? So as long as we're focused, we're learning, we're adapting, we're in that paradigm, but we I know we're gonna be fine. And I know you're gonna do great as well, because I see it in you. Once I met you, we talked, I saw immediately. I'm like, man, this guy he's determined.
I always get what I want. Yeah. I always get what I want in some shape or form, because I work hard for the things that I want. And look at that. I lost that building, but I got the same opportunity back again. I was like, I got what I wanted. Exactly what I wanted. It just keeps coming to me. Like, and people would be like, how is it that you keep getting opportunities? It's like, because I keep myself consistent in that energy. My mind is still there. I didn't leave it just because I lost that. No, I'm still in it. I'm still looking for the next one. I'm like, that's really what it is. I'm like, that's why they keep coming to me. I was like, I haven't spoken to that dude in years who put me onto this, to the Brooklyn spot. And he just he never sees my posts. They're like shadow bans sometimes. So he saw it that day and it hit him. And then he sent it to me. He sent me the invitation. And when I went down there, I was like, this is exactly what we were trying to do a month ago. And now we got it again, but with way better terms. Fucking amazing, bro.
Mm-hmm. Man,
I love how the life works, man. Love it.
Yeah. So I think we already got into the mark. I was gonna ask you if there anything that you want to add, anything that you want to say to our audience. The floor is yours right now for anything you wanna end this by.
The same thing I said the last time, man. Never give up, but know when to quit. Like, that's all I could really say. Like, if I kept beating a dead horse, like I'm saying, you ain't gonna get nothing out of that, bro. The shit's already dead. Like, you gotta move on to something else. Now, I could have moved on to something else, right? And then I wouldn't have got that opportunity back. So don't give up. What's there to give up? You only give up when you have nothing left. And there's nothing else you could do. You exhausted every single avenue and option. It's like, there's still plenty more out there. And I proved what I can do when the universe puts me to the test. I showed it. Now give me the next one and watch what happens. We might be there. This could be the next one. I'm still, I am a little skeptical, so I'm still protecting myself. I'm still guarded, but it's not going to stop me from having the vision of what this next opportunity can be. Even if it's 10%, I'm all in. That's it.
Yeah, you never know when it's going to be that thing that you do that will take you to the top.
Yeah.
And Ned told me that all the time. It might be that clip or that episode. Or what that saying that you said, it could take you. It could be anything. It's just, you won't know until you get there, I guess.
Yeah, and remember, be prepared to lose it. Be prepared to always lose it all. Be prepared. If you want to be a boss, you need to be prepared to be broke. You need to be prepared to lose everything, either relationships or family or money, your own self. You have to be prepared. And then what you do next is what makes you a boss, makes you a CEO, makes you the next. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are the moments. So that's why I was like, in this moment of feeling like no abundance, like, you know what I'm saying? And having none of that in my life, having nothing that I can just call upon. This is the moment to start getting it back. I'm like, I'm glad this happened. And in this way, I'm glad it didn't take me 3 months of quote unquote depression, because I don't really believe in that. And I was like, I'm glad I didn't go through that very low point. I just saw it. And I was like, you know what? Stay consistent. Keep doing what you're doing. The next thing will come. And sure enough, it has. It did. Shout out Surge_614, I think. That's the one that put me on. You can go get a table at the vending event also. It's open to anybody. It's not just open to me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
Yeah,
awesome, man.
Surge _
All right.
BX. That's it.
All right, so I mean, I was thinking I want to end this with a quote that I heard. I just don't remember the name of this gentleman. I know his last name is Waller, but I'll look it up. But what he said is, look, you know, don't, you know, like if you believe in something, do not quit. Be consistent and keep striving. Every year you're gonna learn. You might fail the first year. You might fail the second. You might fail the third. You might fail the fourth. You start thinking like, man, like I already have all this knowledge that's built in. And then by the fifth year, you may boom. You know, like it just may happen like this. And then people, you know, then people are gonna be wondering, you know, oh, how this guy made it so fast without knowing all the bullshit that you went through before doing it. So, you know, the book has been written. The book has been written already. You just gotta go through that motion. You know what I'm saying? And not give up. Be determined, man. And, you know, just keep doing it, bro. If this counts for anything, bro, me and Truth, we already talked about this. We believe in you. We know you're going to strive.
Thank you. That made my hair stand up. I do believe that. It triggered me. Thank you. I really thank you.
Awesome, man.
We see the work. Like, I've been around with people, I think we talked before. I work with people that want it, but they don't want it. And that's crazy. Like, if you really want something, you gotta work for it. Yeah. And now it's never gonna happen. And I see you work. So that's the reason that me saying that. And we believe you can do it.
Thank you, man. I really I appreciate you guys too, man. I appreciate you guys a lot.
All right. So this is Neph True with DashDubz, and you know, we just want to give you guys the deuces. Level up to success, guys. All right, here for that.
Peace. Level up later, guys.
All right.
Nobody watching my live? Man, with y'all, man.